Do you remember not long ago when I covered the video on the Boeing whistleblowers? So there was John Dean and John Barnett, who each died within a very short space of one another, very conveniently. And then the police said, even though they were the key whistleblowers in the Boeing case, police said they weren't treating it as suspicious. No, of course not. That's not suspicious at all. Well, now I want to talk about another unusual coincidence that's happened. And this has all come about because of this yacht. So this tech tycoon's yacht that sunk in Sicily. And normally with a story like this, you don't hear it that much on the news, but whenever they bang on about it and repeat it non-stop, I always get a little bit suspicious. Oh, by the way, I'm absolutely covered in mud all over. I'll tell you about that in a minute and why I'm sat down. I need to sit down for a minute, going up the mountain to do this walk and talk. Tell you about that after. So yeah, we've got this tech tycoon, Mike Lynch, who was missing and has now been confirmed dead, as well as a number of the other people. 22 people on the boat. I think 15 of them were crew. Only the chef unfortunately died, and everyone else got away. But Mike Lynch and all of his passengers, who just happened to be involved in this massive lawsuit with HP, all passed away. Now, that is not what I'm saying is the strange coincidence about this, although that is strange when I tell you all the details. But also his co-defendant in the trial was also killed separately in Cambridgeshire. He was out for a run. He was about 10k into his run when someone hit him and killed him with a car. Now, I know a lot of people say, Neil, you really come up with some wild theories here. But if you actually look into some of the stuff that I connect the dots on, you'll see that it is very suspicious, a lot of this stuff. And then when they start doing all the numbers, you know I love my numbers and statistics. So they said that the vessel sank at roughly 6:16 a.m., and his co-defendant was run over at 10:10 a.m. specifically. Very strange. But they say that the yacht was struck by a freak tornado, otherwise known as a water spout, which caused the vessel to capsize and sink. Now, I've been listening to a lot of these experts who really know their stuff when it comes to yachts and vessels and sinking and everything else. A lot of them are saying it doesn't make any sense. They're saying that that yacht, even the designer, listen to what the designer has said. They said that yacht shouldn't really be able to sink. So they're trying to figure out at the moment, but the divers can't even figure it out because they're only allowed to spend 10 minutes there, and they're asking why we've never had this happen before. Why are we only allowed to spend 10 minutes doing the search, and then we have to come back up, and then it's a different dive team? The whole thing stinks. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But we'll come back to that. So Lynch sold his company Autonomy to HP for $11 billion in 2011, and then he was accused by HP of fraud. And this trial has gone on for 10 long years, and Lynch eventually won the trial, and it was proven that he hadn't committed any sort of fraud. So what then happened? And by the way, he was celebrated as a visionary, often compared to Steve Jobs. He was awarded the UK's highest honour, the Office of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. So it wasn't just him that was on the yacht, it was his star witness, and it was also his lawyer as well who was on the yacht, and the wife. And the other weird thing about it is there was only an interview by his lawyer just a couple of days beforehand where he was bragging about how he'd won the case and all the little tricks and tips that he'd used to win the case. Now, the other big question being asked is how CNN got the footage just 25 minutes after the yacht was sunk. This is a big question that's going around at the moment, and how the yacht sank within 60 seconds. All of these, in fact, I'll read out what some of the expert witnesses said. Investigators are still at a loss as to how the ship sank so quickly. Matthew Shank, chair of the Maritime Search and Rescue Council, said that these events are exceedingly rare. Another expert claimed it's hard to imagine that a crew such as this would have not taken the correct measures under such conditions. 1 or 2 may have been lapsed, perhaps, but not all 10 crew members. Matthew went on to say, looking at the extreme weather, if it was a water spout, I would class it as a black swan event. He said this is possibly a 1 in a million chance. And that started making me say, right, 1 in a million chance that this water spout just happened to appear over their yacht at the precise time. And then over in Cambridge, the co-defendant just happened to be getting run over by it. Do you not find that weird? I know that I get warnings I'm not allowed to make these sort of videos anymore, or else I'll be kicked off YouTube for conspiracies or whatever else. But do you not find that weird? I can't not make this video. I have to talk about this because it's so strange. I mean, what is the odds of that? 1 in a billion? I mean, I don't know. Both of them, or all of them, the whole lot of them being killed in exactly the same time period. I don't know. Now, the captain's been grilled for 2 hours straight as to how the vessel actually sunk and how he managed to get off the vessel unscathed, but yet so many other people were left and died and they weren't even given life vests, and how it sunk within 60 seconds while the hatches were just left open. And it said that he'd worked for 8 years as a very experienced captain. He'd been building these ships for 30 years, so he knew everything about them. So that's another strange thing. Okay, let's get up and start walking as I tell you a few other stories today then. And if you haven't taken my latest course yet, you can still get that. I've just finished recording all the modules now, so I just need to edit them and get them posted online, which will be in the next 3 weeks, and then everything will be complete. So if you haven't got it yet, you can still get that course on the special 90% off deal. So you can grab that, it's in the description. So let me tell you what happened then going up the mountain here. And you can see how dense it is right at the background there. It's really, really dense. And my military friends are gonna laugh at this because I was always known as really good at pathfinding. Oh, here we go. So everyone's gonna laugh at this. So I go up my normal path. I know it like the back of my hand. And I'm not joking. The path just wasn't there. I can't make this stuff up. The path had disappeared and there were trees. Bear in mind, it's only been about 9 months since I've been up there. There were trees, there were massive ferns up there growing. I don't know where the path went. Okay, I think this is the craziest walk and talk I've ever done here because there is just no path. Nature has taken the path back, so I've got to somehow get through. Check this tree out. So it's alive, as you can see. And as you come down to the trunk, it's snapped. So the tree snapped, but somehow it's managed to survive. Look at the size of this root ball here. That was a big tree that came down. This place is pretty cool. I've never found this before. Someone used to live here deep in the woods. So I tried to cut through thinking, I must have just, I don't know what's going on here. This is a weird anomaly. It's like a glitch in the Matrix or something. So I'm cutting my way through. About 10 minutes in, I go, this is not a good idea. I need to turn around here. And then I thought I heard the stream. So I walked towards the stream and realized that it was a different stream than I normally go to. So I thought, well, let me go down the stream here. That'll take me back eventually to a path. And I stepped on a rotten log and fell all the way down the stream. That's why I'm covered in mud. But as you can see, we are back on a path to safety. Oh, goodness me. I know what has happened. So let's get on to the next story here then. So Yvette Cooper over in the UK has announced new measures to stop illegal migration coming into the country. But already, I mean, actually some of the plans, if you saw it, it looked pretty good. I did think some of the ideas were pretty good. But now critics have come out and said that this isn't going to work. She's targeting gangs, right? Which is a great thing, target the gangs. But they're saying that even if you deport the gangs, they're just going to come back in again. It also says she's going to be hiring more caseworkers to track illegal migrants and also speeding up asylum applications. But what's really caused the critics to go after her at the moment is she said already just in the however many weeks Labour have been in power, already these crossings have reduced significantly. That's not true. And everyone knows that that isn't true, and it hasn't reduced significantly. And then the other thing is they're saying crime is crashing under Labour. No, crime is crashing because people are not reporting it anymore. What's the point? Especially, she said, at businesses, the crime rate's falling. It's not at all. What's happening, this is just logic and common sense. If you're a business and you report a crime, it pushes your premium up. So what, and the police don't do anything anyway. They need all, it's like however many, if you're a police officer, drop in the comments how many points of evidence you need now. It's a lot. It's a huge amount. Even though I had 3 or 4 for a case, the police said that it wasn't enough evidence. They needed more evidence. I was thinking, what? How is 3 or 4 pieces of evidence not enough to prosecute? It's unbelievable. So yeah, if you're a business, why would you report the crime if the police are not going to do anything anyway? Because the insurance is probably not going to pay out anyway, and they're going to put your premium up. And then the premiums will go up for the other businesses around you as well. This is what's happening. People are just not reporting crimes anymore, and that's for various reasons. I've spoken when I've done my UK tours. I really would like to do that again. You know, I'd love to just start going around cities and documenting the decline of some of the UK cities like I used to do. So I think I'll probably plan to do that at some point. So you might see me in your city. Let me know where I should go. Drop in the comments some of the declines you want me to go and investigate. But yeah, all these politicians, they say the same things and they lie so badly. Oh, the boat crossings have dropped. No, they haven't. Just look at the X streams and all the videos. You can see they haven't dropped. Every day, these videos, you've got some people out there filming this every day, and then they get arrested for filming it. Why would you get arrested for filming? You're allowed to film in public. But anyway, and then all the crime statistics, they're saying are falling. They're not falling. People are not reporting the crimes anymore because they know that nothing's going to be done about it. I don't know if you can hear all the motorbikes in the background, but we've got the Manx Grand Prix on today. So I'm up the mountain here. I'm locked in for a couple of hours and then I'll be able to get this video uploaded. The other thing that's just come out in the UK as well, 1/3 of teachers say that pupils missed exams because of anxiety. Now remember, we talked about this. UK has the worst mental health in the world now. It says over 1/4 of teachers reported that students withdrew from their exams due to anxiety, with 65% noting that year 11 students, which is about 15, 16-year-olds if you're not in the UK, missed school at some point because of exam stress, highlighting significant mental health concerns among pupils. The survey by the ASCL revealed that nearly 3/4 of teachers sought alternative exam arrangements to reduce stress, while 47% witnessed students in distress during the exams. But the point is really, if you were going to focus on the students' well-being, you wouldn't have exams in the first place. There's no reason that I can see, unless you want to go through this whole governmental system, which I won't go into it all because I covered this on my courses, how the whole system works and how it was developed and based on the Industrial Revolution and all of that sort of stuff, if you recall all that. But it isn't designed for the health of the student. It's not designed to make healthy adults. It's designed to get people to continue into this education system and then to go into jobs. And you know, a lot of you will be like me. Just the school system just wasn't for me at all. I didn't do very well at school. I knew I was intelligent, and some of my teachers also knew that I was intelligent, but they said I'd never make anything of myself because I wouldn't sit down and learn all of these pointless facts that I was, you know, made to learn. Some of the stuff that I actually, when I was allowed to choose my own topics, I excelled in. I excelled in business and entrepreneurship, history, geography. I loved all these sort of things. I even loved, you'll laugh at this one, home economics. You know, how to cook and all this other stuff. You look at a lot of people today, they have absolutely no idea. Some of you, I know you're laughing here, you have no idea how to cook. My friend even came over, he didn't even know how to cook an egg. I was like, dude, are you serious? How can you not know how to cook an egg? But no one had ever taught him, you know, he doesn't know how to cook anything. And actually that's why I created my newest course, because it is all about how to break away from this system that everyone seems to love. People just love this government system of education and jobs, and I have no idea why. And it teaches people how to actually live on your own terms, create your own income, live free. You don't have to work 40 to 80 hours a week. Goodness me. But I've got to get onto the wild and wacky stories really quick. You know, I always have to give you a couple of bizarre ones. Here we go. Let's get onto this one. This is from the World Economic Forum, your favorite three-letter organization. So this was just at one of their events. Approximately 75% of Americans drink coffee daily, but this should be stopped. Yes. Here we go. And this is why they highlighted that coffee production emits 15 to 20 tons of CO2 per ton of coffee that's cultivated. They also say that this deteriorates the ground due to climate change, and by 2050, half of coffee plantations will be irreversible, so you won't be able to grow coffee and nothing will grow there ever again. Honestly, I think if we did everything the WEF said, we'd be living in cardboard houses or chipboard skyscrapers with drinking water and eating gruel and sitting on a bike to generate our own electricity with all of our social credit scores and carbon credit scores. No travel. Oh no, that adds to carbon. While they're all flying in their private jets, living in the state of California after it's been completely destroyed. You mark my words, you wait until 2050 sort of time period, and you see what California is like then. There's a document, it's very, very old document that talks about all of this. California is the place. Just wait and see. And then the last wacky, wild story of the week then comes out of Wales. If you are a Welsh person, here's a good one for you. Librarians in Wales are being trained in anti-racist principles, and this is to completely eradicate systemic racism by 2030. The training, funded by a £130,000 project, includes instructions on identifying and destroying critical whiteness. What even is that? Someone please tell me. What is critical whiteness? I have no idea. And it also says that there's now critical whiteness studies. I'm going to have to do a search on this afterwards. It also gives facts on veganism and vegetarianism as the only option for a sustainable future. Oh gosh. It also says that buildings should not be used for any events if they have any links whatsoever to previous racism, slavery, or colonialism. Oh my goodness. My goodness. This is getting weirder and weirder and weirder. Every single day, something else happens. It is the most bizarre world. We are living in the Twilight Zone or some sort of matrix. I'm not really sure. Oh my goodness. Crazy, crazy. All right, thanks for being online today, ladies and gents. Take care. God bless you. God bless your families, and I'll see you next time.